good people, it's Tashira here from Politics and Fashion, here with a little chit chat all about my summer faves. Get in here, y'all. Let's get started. I don't do monthly faves, but I try to do quarterly faves for you all because typically it is an amalgamation of things that I am loving, mindset shifts, maybe creators that I'm following. It could be anywhere in the realm of a person, place, or thing. And I collect these over the season and I try to come on here and talk to you about what has just been giving me joy. And so I have a list of about 10 items, maybe a little less, that I want to share with you all today in those three categories. My first monthly fave is my iPad. This is the newest version. This is on long-term loan from the kind people down at Apple. I got this, I shared it with you all, I believe, during an event that they had this spring. They were loaning influencers iPads and you could kind of re-up the loan every month. Again, it's the latest iPad. It also comes with the Apple Pencil, and I just got this case from Amazon. It's kind of like a rubber micro suede vibe, and the case also has a spot for the pencil. Now, I've already shared with you all everything that I do on the iPad. I journal there using the Intelligent Change app, which I absolutely love. I've started to do a lot more of like saving favorites and bookmarking websites because I am an Apple user. And so if you are logged in under the same profile, it actually saves your favorites. And over the weekend, I started playing around with answering or responding to and sending emails using the Bluetooth keyboard that came with the case. I just think for trips where I don't need to edit and I don't need my actual MacBook Pro because it does get heavy. For example, I have a long trip coming up and I will be in 2 cities traveling through multiple airports with layovers. I don't want to think about having to bring that computer if I don't have to. I've even started to research different apps that I can use to edit on the iPad. But for now, I am downloading more apps. I am getting more organized. Y'all let me know down below all the things that you use your iPad for outside of obviously watching movies, etc. I would love to know because the biggest thing that I want to use this for is around productivity. Also reading, because I do have the Kindle app here and I'll get to that in just a minute. Next up is my Tumi tote. If you saw my video, one of my last videos where I was talking to you all about packing with me for my trip to the Virgin Islands, you saw me mention this bag. It has been full since, y'all, because I even take this bag when I want to work outside of my house. I'm trying to get in the frame with it. It is the perfect size. It is exactly what I was looking for. If I am traveling for the day, when I consult, I love to get the first flight in and the last flight out. And what I was looking for was a tote that I could also fit a pair of shoes in. And so it will fit a change of shoes. It will fit, of course, my laptop and my iPad if I wanted to ever bring both. It fits my journal. It fits a water bottle. It fits my LV agenda, the A5 size, my wallet, many more things. It has a place for my keys, for example. It has a few additional pouches for my phone, for pens. I mean, it is exactly what I was looking for in a tote. I did not want to pull the trigger on something at this price point, y'all. Trust me, but I do not regret it. It also has, let me turn it the right way, the heat stamped initials, which they do for you in store at Tumi. Love it, love it, love it. And you all shared with me recommendations for additional luggage and whether or not you would do Tumi or you would do another brand. You all gave me some new brands that I had never heard of before. So trust that while I continue to go on and on about this tote, I also hopefully will have more luggage reviews or travel accessory reviews for you all very soon, because I travel too much to be out here, girl, living in the ghetto. It's time to elevate. Next up, y'all, is all of my Osea skincare. I love it all. I have been an Osea fan for a long time. I'm going to try to go back and find one of my early blog posts because before I even got super active on social, I would write about Osea and skincare. I was really into trying new products and capturing that visually for you all. I used to do all these flat lays and things I just found really inspirational at that time during my creative journey. And so skincare was the thing that I was really invested in regarding self-care was concerned, and that has remained constant for me. But what had happened was I got a little too active with the acids or the treatments, so I used a lot of chemical exfoliants, and I noticed that I started to get all of these little fine bumps, specifically along my cheeks and around my mouth, and they would kind of flare up and ebb and flow. Finally got a facial, and I think I shared with you all what the esthetician shared with me is that she thought it looked like I had disrupted my skin barrier. And then I went and got a facial at the Osea studio when I was in LA, and she said the same thing, that she agreed with that diagnosis and that what I needed to do, and both of them said this, so it wasn't about that, you know, person trying to push Osea products on me. What they both said was, you've got to bring down the amount of products that you're using. Another good tip was to use a hyaluronic acid to kind of separate my skin, to provide a barrier between my skin and also whatever chemical exfoliant I'm using. And so I have decided, just to make sure that if it continues, I can isolate for sure what the problem is, to completely go back to one skincare brand from soup to nuts. Is that how you say it? From beginning to end. And to focus on products that are vegan, cruelty-free, and while they are not a 100% natural brand, they do focus on high-quality green products like seaweed. It's unfortunate because I don't have skin that's prone to acne. If I did, I can't speak to how these products would work. But what I can say is for oily skin, for normal to oily skin, combo skin, dry skin, I have seen myself with normal to oily skin, and I've heard from people with dry skin like Margot that their products are great. Again, I have been using them for a very, very long time, and what I've really been enjoying, y'all, is their toner and their moisturizer quite a bit. And so I will report back long term if making this switch to Osea products helps my skin, but so far so good. Next, let's go to some fashion, y'all, because the Amazon barrel jeans. Barrel jeans, period, are musties. I mean, I can't think of a silhouette of something, probably something that's like ruffled on the top. Y'all know how I am about that. Those two silhouettes kind of speak to my core. I love a pant, I love a trouser, I love a separate. But then you put some volume on that thing, and it just makes my heart sing. And at Amazon prices, we can twerk some. We can do a little something. And so I tried out the trend first, you all know, with a pair of gray ones. And I just ordered a pair of white ones. So we'll report back on those, but I'll make sure that I link the seller that I purchased from Amazon, because the shipping time has gotten a lot quicker. I don't know if kind of like a manufacturer gets more popular and maybe then Amazon buys in bulk and they ship from a different warehouse. I don't know how that goes, but I do know the first pair I ordered took quite a bit to come, and this pair, same seller, came via Prime, and so it was here very quickly. I just think the silhouette looks so good. It looks trend forward, and you don't have to do a lot. It's a pair of pants at the end of the day. You don't have to overthink it. Throw in a tank with a pair of barrel jeans and a pair of flat sandals, and you look like you tried to be on trend, and you really just click the link. So they're going to be traveling with me everywhere I go this summer, and again, it's a silhouette that I absolutely love. And ooh, that also looks good with flat shoes. Next is some lifestyle items. Y'all, I feel so grown. Now, I may or may not have been a homeowner for some time, but forget that. Forget the retirement savings, forget the investments, forget the law degree, forget all of that stuff. What really make me feel grown, like grown, is a water delivery service. Yep, I did that. I went ahead and called on people down in Crystal Springs, and I said, run me some water. Run me, because I'm out here living bad. I'm thirsty, I'm dehydrated, I'm not getting my proper sufficient amount of water. Is our life source, as Margot often reminds us. And I swear, the more you drink water and it becomes a habit, the thirstier you are. I don't know if that's just me, but I was like looking like, where is the water? Like, I couldn't buy enough bottles of water. I couldn't filter it fast enough. I had to do the water delivery service. I did not have a choice, and I feel grown. I really do. I got a water cooler that is bottom loading, which I absolutely love because listen, my right arm, after having a lymph node removed, it's a little weak. And so lifting up 5-gallon jugs of water once a week was not going to work for me. And so we have the auto delivery from Crystal Springs once again. And I have the bottom loader. I didn't even read the instructions, girl. It was just so intuitive. And now I have cold, cool, and hot water. The hot water we use for our bone broth or for our matcha, okay? And yeah, I just feel like it is such an element of caretaking that makes me feel good about myself and like I'm on the right track as far as my wellness is concerned. Speaking of wellness, I also, y'all, have really been enjoying walks. Yesterday I went on about a 4-mile walk, and I want to keep that up at least once a week. My goal, y'all, is to move my body at least 30 minutes a day every day. The last time I was at my doctor, she recommended that. She said, look, there are fads that come, fads that go. You know, it's about time for colloidal silver to come back into the conversation, she said. I've seen things go in and out of conversation around health and wellness. But one thing that is consistent is the importance of just moving your body, and it can look any way you want it to. And so I definitely want to share that with you all as a tip from a professional, because a lot of times between CrossFit, Peloton, and I'm a Peloton user, and all of the other things, we can overcomplicate health and fitness. Now, I can't speak to how much walking is going to help you personally on a weight loss journey. But when it comes down to having a healthy habit, a healthy heart, like physically, right? Being in good shape long term, moving our bodies is so important, and walking is a great way to do that. And so I have my Apple Watch. I like to monitor my steps during the day. I just like the accomplishment of feeling like my rings are closing. And walking just gives you a chance to free your mind and to zone out. Being device free has also been amazing during those times. Like if I'm walking with someone, I'm device free. If not, I keep my phone with me for safety purposes. But it has really felt good to be back outside, and I want to try to keep this up, you all, when it gets cold outside. But they make coats for a reason, okay? They make coats for a reason, and I'm one of the people that when I do something new, I treat myself. And so this may be time to go ahead and invest in a Montclair, a Macaj. Yeah, because I'm walking. And so it's probably time for me to invest in a really, really, really good coat. Now, it's the middle of summer, but it don't matter. I just got to make sure that I have an incentive once winter comes to keep at it. Also, y'all, I have been sleeping so well, and I think it's because of my new bedding that I got from Kohl's. Now, I work with Kohl's over on IG, and I just think they have great affordable bedding. It kind of reminds me in some ways of Home Goods or TJ Maxx or even Marshall's, in that you have a pretty good variety of items and you can get good quality at an affordable price point. And so I switched everything to, first of all, let me just say, if you were at a big age, girl, get you some good bedding, because the way that our bodies tend to heat up at night, we need to make sure we are on high quality fabrics. But I switched all of my sheets, make sure that they were 100% cotton, of course. I typically go for linen, but I got some new cotton sheets that I will link down below that I loved, a very high thread count. And I also got a new bedspread, because I do like to switch the comforter out and go for a lighter bedding. Now, I'll keep a blanket or the comforter at the foot of the bed, so if I need it, I can switch. But girl, and I also invested in new pillows from them. They had a few of the cooling pillows, which have been just delightful. Because if I don't run and jump in that bed like I'm doing a long jump, girl, I be excited to sleep. I really do. And then I pull out my iPad and mess around and read a book. It's just elite. You are my elite employee. You have been promoted. That's how I feel like I got a promotion. I got a promotion at big age to like good sleep and water. Who am I? And when I am in my bed, in my comfortable bedding with a glass of water or tea beside me, what I'm also doing is reading. And I read a book that I really enjoyed. It was part of the Justice Book Club. Justice is my podcast. You should check it out. You will love it. It is all about some of the things I'm talking about today, actually. It is about self-care and wellness at a big age with a social justice lens, a feminist lens, with my best friend, Margot. And so we read this book called Come Together. I don't remember the last thing I read that blew my mind like that. It was all about how to create and foster intimacy and long-term relationships, sexual connections, to be quite frank. And as we navigate different phases of life, for women, for female-bodied people, our libidos can ebb and can flow. And what this book did is normalize all seasons of life. It also tried to destigmatize the idea that you don't have to always be out here hot and bothered and ready to go at a drop of a dime. That's what society, the patriarchy, Universal Studio, Paramount, the film studios, okay, the blockbuster movies want us to believe, but that's not actually the goal, she says, and that's not reality as someone who is a therapist and lifelong sex educator. So I'm gonna go with her opinion. So she teaches that these kind of sporadic connections are not what we should be seeking, but instead a lot more intention around our intimate activities and sexual connections with our long-term partners. And she actually goes so far as to say that if our lives were kind of mapped out like a house with a bunch of rooms, that we have to think about not entering the front door and going straight to the lust room, as she calls it, but what room is beside the lust room that's going to make us open that door and go to the lust room? And so for you, it might be a sort of intimate touch. It might be acts of service by your partner. It might be a clean house. It might be getting your feet rubbed. It might be traveling. But it's an exercise that I think if you do with a partner or you do by yourself, it is so illuminating regarding your needs, your desires, and being able to communicate that. Because my biggest takeaway from the book, and then I'm going to shut up, I promise, but I loved it. My biggest takeaway was that we don't know our needs enough to communicate them to someone else. So we end up in a place often in relationships that are long-term in a lot of frustration, but it's just because we don't know ourselves enough and we don't have the tools to communicate well with the other person. And so she recommends giving ourselves and others a lot of grace and just exploring things together. And I love that. Now, she got my seal of approval. Highly recommend that book. Next up is a product by a company called e.l.f. Drugstore Blush, y'all, that I picked up because I forgot my blush. It made me actually get refocused on drugstore products. I'm actually wearing a drugstore gloss today as well. I think, this one is by NYC. I will link both down below. But I shy away often because obviously you can't test them and they don't have the same level of kind of like marketing. But girl, catch me down to CVS. It is sometimes one of the best places to get high quality makeup. The other thing, to be fair, is that for years it has been so difficult. I'm of the age where I remember, girl, when your face didn't match your neck, because it was so hard to find pigmented products that matched all different skin tones. And drugstore products are getting better at that, but they were historically abysmal. But this e.l.f. blush, the fact that it shows up on dark skin, and the hack that I have figured out from my sis Sweet Like Oyen, I think on IG and also here on YouTube, who we're about the same skin complexion, is to use a liquid blush with your highlighter and kind of mix them together with a regular blush to blend them. Blew my mind because I wouldn't have thought to use a blush brush to blend a liquid product, and it has made all the difference. I am now a blush lover, and I think purchasing something that is more affordable gives me a chance to play around, to try new things out, and I've been loving this e.l.f. blush. And you know, we out here summertime fine. White toenail season, Thought Life Manifesto. Principle number 2 is that thou shalt be glowed up. And this literally is going to put that glow on you. And it is the Tom Ford Soleil Niche Body Oil. This might be my second time talking about this oil. I've been trying to say oil, but I really want to say oil. It's still definitely one of my faves. It smells so good, so good, so good. It smells so good. I absolutely love the shine that it puts on your skin. I love the kind of iridescent glow. Now, it is not a body bronzer, right? So it's not going to have kind of like a sun-kissed effect. It's more of these little like splashes of glitter, which I think look amazing in the sun. I wore this during my time in the Virgin Islands. It's definitely going with me on the rest of my trips this summer. I'm traveling a lot, y'all. I'm traveling everywhere. I need to add that to my summer faves because the Virgin Islands was everything. And although I did not vlog it with you all, I did share a highlight over on my Instagram page. I shared reels. I shared lots of great content. So again, make sure you are following me over on social media because you are going to get all of the good stuff. And I post it in real time, y'all, in my private community. So by the time you get the YouTube video, girl, you late. You late. And I keep telling you that. And I also want to share with you that I know so many people come to my channel and they join the tribe and are not subscribed. And you may think you are because this has happened to me before. Because once you start to watch my videos, the algorithm will play in your face and start to put the content on your home feed, but not remind you to subscribe, okay? So make sure you're subscribed, my friend. We would love to have you as an official member of the tribe. Follow me all across the internet. And I'll see y'all outside. Outside. Where y'all going this summer? I might need to pull up. Tell me about your summer faves down below. And stay tuned for the next one. Bye.